Okay. Hello, everyone. It is Diana Marchand from dianamarchand.com and rawfoodsmadesimple.com. Just going to stop this screen. Hello. I welcome to this webinar number 3, and it is the third webinar to the series, What to Eat, Think, and Do so that you lose fat, gain energy, and live a life that's more happy and healthier. My dog here, right here, is saying hello. He's craving attention right now. So if you were on the other 2 webinars, the first one was on what to eat, and the second webinar was on mindset, what to think. So today in this third webinar, we are going to pull everything together and we're going to give you some action steps. So this is on what to do, which is very important. This is the action. So you can have all the knowledge, you can have the instruction, you can even have a big plan written down and everything looking pretty. You can have a big vision board, whatever you decide to set up for yourself. But if you don't take action, none of that's going to happen, or you're not going to experience the change that you're looking for, hoping for, wanting, whatever you desire. So action, of course, is the main thing. So if you've seen the movie The Secret or any of those things, of course, all the visualizing, all of the dreaming, all of the planning, and all that is needed. Absolutely, the ideas. But what really makes things happen is when you start to take action. And tell you a bit about me. So I told you a bit about me in the first webinar and a bit about me in the second webinar. And so today, of course, we're focused on the action part. So I will tell you a little bit about my story and the problem I've had with action, taking action in the past. I am a self-help junkie. I love to read, I love to learn, I love to research, I love to absorb information. Like, I crave it. I want to learn all the time. If I could attend personal growth seminars and stuff as a full-time job and do it nonstop, I would do it. I would love it. I'd be so supremely happy. But the issue is that for years I did that because I was always searching. I was always searching for more. I knew that I didn't want just a regular life, like that's being married, having the picket fence, having the regular job, the secure job. Never ever felt right for me. I always wanted more. I always knew that there was more for me. I was always unsettled. I was always bored, and I was always not happy with things in my life. I would complain because I was focused on what I wasn't happy with. So when I looked around, all I noticed was this isn't the life I want. So that's what I focused on and complained about. Well, of course, that's not going to get you anywhere. And so by reading all the books and really getting into, because I always was searching for what is going to make me happy, I didn't feel happy. So what makes people happy? How are people able to do what they love in life? How come I can't? So I searched for that for years and years. But what I was doing was constantly going to other people for answers. I was always looking for things to do, like, give me the answers. I don't know. I continually said to myself, I just don't know. I just don't know. If I only knew, I would do everything I can to make it happen. If I just knew what my purpose was, what my passion was, if I just knew what to do. So I always searched for other people to tell me what to do. I always searched for books and everything to give me that aha moment and that, yes, that's what I'm going to do. Well, we all know that it has to come from inside, but guidance so that you can uncover what's inside you is also what's needed. So the thing is that for years, I didn't realize, I knew that I needed some guidance, but I tried to get it from books and stuff, which is great, but also, it's still yourself dealing with yourself. And it wasn't until I started getting help with through coaches and talking to people, like more like a counseling thing, not really counseling, but more like life coaching or business coaching, that it really helped me, because they could talk to me and hear me say things that how I was sabotaging myself over and over again. They could see patterns in my behaviors and what I was doing. They could see things that I wasn't able to see. We all know we're too close to our own situations, so we need to seek out help from others. So once I started gaining help from coaches and things, that's when I really became aware, oh my God, I can do what I want. I know what I want. I just never believed I could do what I want. And I mentioned that in my last webinar. I always wanted to do something like this, have some sort of business where I could be location independent and really help women on a large scale, help them discover what they want in life, help them get healthy and happy. But I truly didn't believe it was possible that anything like that existed. So I hid it for years. And I looked for something else that would make me happy when really this is the true, what makes me really happy. And now by getting help and guidance through coaches and other people, helping me figure out, okay, how can I really make this happen in life? So now taking action. So really taking action towards what I want in life, huge. So if you're somebody who has your thing maybe that you're wanting or needing is guidance and eating, like that's what I help you with, living a healthier lifestyle, switching into better habits, getting rid of old patterns and beliefs, then know that there is help out there for you. And by asking for guidance, by getting guidance, that will really move you forward, because then you will begin to take action. So it helps to have accountability. I need accountability. I have a coach where if I don't hand in my homework, I get fined quite a lot of money. So that's what works for me, but everybody's different. So I found a way to get coaching plus accountability, structure, the what to do that works for me, and that's what extremely helps. So that is what I wanted to go through. For years, I wasn't guided. I didn't ask for help. I expected to do everything on my own. And I wasn't really taking action. I was just searching. So that really kept me stuck. But when you decide that when you really get to, even if you don't know exactly what you want, but get guidance to help bring that out in you, because often it's just belief, lack of belief in yourself. So not believing that you could really start to do what you want to do in life and not believing that it's possible, right? So by getting guidance and help, that helps you bring it out and say, yes, you can do that. It is possible. Now let's figure out how we can make it happen for you. And that is what I'm helping women with now. And I'm really passionate about helping women between 45 and over. So women who are kind of in that second stage of life where maybe your career isn't what you want anymore. Maybe you realize the life that you've been leading has always been for someone else, but never yourself. Maybe you just want to do something totally different, and you have a happy marriage, you have a happy family, everything's great, but you just need, I want to do something different. Maybe it's just going to be something different outside of your job, like a life, something in another aspect of your life, whatever. That is really what I'm passionate about helping women with. And of course, being healthy makes a huge difference for that. So we're going to review some of the things that I have covered in my last webinars. Okay, so I'm going to share some slides again. Here we go. Okay, so this is the webinar series. We're in the third webinar, which of course is what to do, the action. And this is what I explained in my first webinar. Your body is changing. What used to work isn't working anymore. So what does? That's what we're going to talk about. Now, just going over quickly what we discussed before on how your body is changing. Now you may experience some of these symptoms under symptoms because your body's changing, shifting, going through perimenopause. Maybe you're in menopause already, whatever. Some of these symptoms you may notice now, maybe you're not noticing them and they'll come later. Maybe you've gone through them already. Perimenopause is a few years before menopause when the hormones are really fluctuating and changing, and that's when you really experience a lot of symptoms. Menopause is when you haven't had your period for 1 full year. Then all of a sudden you're postmenopausal. So it's kind of crazy. Weight gain. Why do we tend to gain weight in middle age? It's because our fat cells are responding to lower hormone levels. Our fat cells can produce hormones, the estrogen, when our ovaries are not producing too much anymore and our adrenal glands may be burnt out because of stress and exhaustion. They cannot produce the estrogen. So we need more fat to start producing estrogen. Also, our lives are usually more sedentary. At this stage of your life, you really need to change what you eat. We talked about that in the first webinar. If you do not change what you eat, you will tend to pack on the weight and not be able to lose it. Another reason is by the age of 35, you're losing 0.5 pound of muscle each year, replacing it with 1.5 pounds of fat. That is if you do not do weight training, okay? So most the average woman who is not doing really good weight training that will begin to happen. So what can you do? Now, if you're experiencing going through perimenopause and you know you're experiencing symptoms, your body's really changing, there are lots of supplement formulations out there you can take. Lorna Vanderhaeg, now this is in Canada. She's a Canadian doctor. She has a line of supplements for people going through perimenopause and menopause. So they're a formulation. What's so great about formulations is that you don't have to go out and buy a whole bunch of, different bottles. You just buy like one or two that kind of fit what you're going through. And if I were you, I'd go to either a naturopath or a really good health foods store, get guidance from them on what formulations you should try, and try that. For sure, see a professional like a naturopath, a Chinese doctor, a herbalist, and they will give you natural supplements, high quality ones that you can't buy at health food stores, that will help you in any specific ways you need help. So you will discuss with them the symptoms you're experiencing, what you're going through, and they can help know what to put you on. I would not go to a regular doctor only to see if you have a good bill of health. Your blood pressure, all that is good. Then see a naturopath for sure. They can do different types of testing to really see what your hormonal levels are like, even what vitamins and minerals you're deficient in, and give you the proper supplements and guidance on what you can do to begin to start feeling better with natural products in a natural way. Bioidentical hormones, these are natural hormones. They help to build your natural hormones. They are not synthetic. If you go to a regular doctor, you will be giving synthetic hormones, which they take away your symptoms, but they do not, they're like a Band-Aid. They do not help to balance your hormones. They just take away their symptoms. It's like taking Tylenol for a headache. It is not curing the problem of your headache. And synthetic hormones are dangerous because you can't just go right off them right away. They completely change your body. When you go off them, your body has relied on them. It's going to be like being on drugs. Your body relies on those drugs to feel good. You go off them, you feel like crap. Same sort of thing. Same with antidepressants. So naturopath, natural doctors, compounding pharmacists is where to go to find out about bioidentical hormones. I took those. I took bioidentical hormones for probably almost 2 years. Huge difference for me. Felt fantastic. I highly recommend them. Get the right testing done and see the right person if you're interested in them. Another thing that will cause the weight gain and stuff is not eating the right foods. So you need to change what you eat. This must be adjusted. I did go over some of that in my first webinar. Of course, I can't cover everything, but that is what I help women with the recipes and everything like that. We really go into what you can add. First, it's all about adding all the good things, and then we look at slowly starting to decrease. Get moving. Of course, exercise. Find an exercise you enjoy. Stop the excuses. Stop the excuses. I'm going to come back to me here now. Another really big thing for me, it was funny because I was raised in a way where I always heard my mother complain about things and she never did anything about them. She felt hopeless and helpless. So it was always, she wasn't happy with this, she wasn't happy with that, but yet she never did anything about them. She stayed stuck in story. That's the problem. You can't keep complaining and pretending and believing that you're stuck in a situation without doing something to get yourself out of it. So stopping the story, that means, like my story was always, I don't know what to do. I'm not smart enough to figure it out. I can never have my own business. I don't know anything about business. I'm not good with finances. I never went to college. I don't understand this. I don't know what to do. That's my story. Well, I'm getting over it, thank God, finally, because that doesn't allow me to move forward. So if you're continually telling yourself, I'm too tired, I'm too stressed, I don't have enough time, it's too hard to eat healthy, it's too expensive to eat healthy, I don't have time to go to the gym. I don't like going to the gym. I don't like walking. I have no one to walk with. All of these things, they're excuses, and they're absolutely not true. No matter how true they may feel real and true, and they are at the moment, but you can change them. You can change them. All you do is say, okay, if I'm saying I can't do this, how can I do it? So if you're always saying I'm too tired, then get more sleep, eat better, eat the foods that energize you, have 2 smoothies a day with some super powders in them. And that will get back off on the sugar, back off on all the junk foods, get rid of the white flours and the white stuff. You will gain more energy. Get out in the fresh air. By continually saying why you can't do it or that you can't do it, that's an excuse. That's a story. It's not true. It's time for you to switch it around and ask what you can do instead of always focusing on what you can't do. That's my biggest point for this whole thing when it comes to action. Sorry, I'm just reading the other points on the slides. So yeah, find something that works for you. If you're not a gym person, whatever, just find something to get you up and moving. A really good idea too is if you work full time, to do something right after work or right before work. So it's like means when you're in your car, you're driving. If you're a morning person, you'd rather do something before work, do it. Or after work, I know often people say I'm too tired by time. Don't go home first. Don't go home first, because then you won't feel like going out. I used to go to, when I worked full time, I'd work and then I'd go to the gym right after. Yes, I was tired some days. Yes, I didn't feel like it. Yes, I was cranky and bitchy. I didn't want to do it, but I did it. I drove there. I got out of my car. I walked into, see, that's how you take it one step at a time. Drive there. Get out of your car. Get your gym bag. Walk into the gym. Go into the changing room. See all these little steps. Don't focus too far ahead. Just take steps. Even if you have to say to yourself, I'm going to go for 10 minutes and that's it. And then I'm going to go home. Right? So you go there, get on the bike, get on the treadmill, get somewhere to start doing something, and guarantee you will stay longer than 10 minutes, probably. But you just got to get yourself there. It's like with anything, like when you, now, healthy eating, I love it, but it doesn't always come. I'm not always excited to do it. There's some nights when I don't start making something to eat till about 8 o'clock at night. I'm tired. I'm like, oh, but I don't have packaged food at home to pull out and put, I don't use microwaves. I don't have that around me. So if I want to eat, I have to actually make something. So no, I'm not always excited to do it. Yes, I'm cranky sometimes. Sometimes I pull out a can of beans or a can of something that's organic always, and make something quick and easy. Yes, of course I do, but I do it. When I hear myself starting to complain and say it's impossible, I'm too tired, I'm too whatever, I stop and I go, no, enough of that. Just do it. Just do it. Okay, what else was I going to say about that? Oh, yeah, and the whole thing, I talked about this in the last webinar, about not having enough time. The thing is that everybody has the same amount of time in the day, right? So the person who's successful at living a healthy lifestyle, successful at doing everything. I mean, you hear of these mothers. I have a cousin who got her master's in mathematics, of all things, doctorate, PhD in mathematics, became a university professor at the University of Alberta in mathematics, while she had 3 kids and she was married. So she didn't have any more time. Her husband worked full time. She was actually brought her baby and breastfed while she was at her desk, while she was doing things. So you see, there's always a way. There's always a way that you can do things. It's just your belief in what you can do and what you can't do is what gets in the way. So if you are constantly saying you don't have time, then you need to look at what you're spending your time doing. Now, if you think, oh, how am I going to bring in all these new things? Well, you don't bring in doing all these new habits and behaviors without letting go of something, right? If there's no space in your life, that means a shift needs to take place. So you need to begin to let go of some things while you bring other things in. There needs to be a shift. It's like buying new clothes or something. If your closet's completely full of clothes, how are you going to fit any new clothes in there? You have to give away the things you don't wear anymore, the things that don't matter, that don't serve you, that you're not liking anymore. You need to get rid of some of those before you can buy the new clothes. So that's what you're going to do with time. What things in your life are stealing your time? And it could be people. You could be doing things for your kids who are now grown or almost grown, and they certainly can start doing things on their own, but it's just habit. It's just what you do. You're their mother. You feel you need to do it all. So you continue to do things for them. Continue to put yourself last. So of course you say you don't have time, but you do. It's just that you need to look at, what can I let go of that's not serving me anymore, that's stealing my time? I need to find time for me to do the things that are important for my health. That's what I'm going to put first. So that's what you need to do, is take a look at that. Okay, and of course, this is what we're talking about, and we did talk about it in the last webinar. Was really about thoughts. So this is action, you guys. This is totally action. It's not just physical action that you need to do for a healthier lifestyle, to lose the weight, to start to eat healthier, to do all the help, develop healthy habits. It is always an inside job. And the action that you need to do also has to revolve around your physical body, but also inside your mental state, your emotional state. All of this needs to be taking place. Just what little action steps can you take? How can you begin to become more conscious of what you're thinking, of what you're saying to yourself, of what you're telling yourself? Thoughts are very, very powerful. Thoughts have energy, and they can shift and change our whole makeup. They affect us at a cellular level. So watch your thoughts. What are you saying to yourself when you're eating? Are you saying, I love eating this healthy food, it's so good, it's going to make me feel fantastic, I'm gaining energy, I'm going to be losing some fat, I'm going to be feeling light, airy, fantastic, I'm going to live a long, healthy, happy life? Or are you saying, this is deprivation, this is boring, I can't stand this food, it tastes terrible, this is so hard, I just don't know how I'm going to continue this? So watch your thoughts. Also, your beliefs about food. Kind of the same thing. Healthy food is terrible, it's boring, it's awful, it's hard, it's expensive. Junk food is good, tasty, easy, love it, makes me feel good. Your beliefs about your body. Do you believe you're always fat, you're always going to stay fat? Do you believe that that you're too lazy? Do you believe that you don't like exercise? Do you tell yourself you don't like exercise, you don't want to get moving, you're never going to get moving, you're always going to be the way you are, things can't change, you're too old to change, I'm aging, why should I bother, my body's just going to be like this, there's nothing I can do about it? And that's all has to do with your self-talk. So watch your thoughts, begin to be conscious about what you're thinking, because your thinking, your words, and your actions are all interrelated. Huge. They create your reality. So take a look at your reality. What are you not happy with in your life? What are you not happy with? Then notice, well, what are you thinking about it? What do you do every day that keeps you in that state? Are you doing anything to bring you out of that state or to change things? That's what you need to focus on. Limited thinking, so get rid of the limited thinking. That is, it's impossible for me to do this. I just don't think I can. I don't know what to do. Other people know what to do. I don't know what to do. Anything like that is all limited thinking. It needs to go. Tons of books out there. This is what I help women with. I'm going to help women with. I'm going to be starting a program in February that's going to be dealing with this. So if you need guidance, help, anything, I'm here for you. And there are other coaches too who can really help. What are your core values? We talked about this. If you know what your core values are, what are really important to you, and keep those front and foremost, make decisions based on your core value. Is, let's say, going for a walk tonight in alignment with my core values? Health, feeling good, energy, right? Whatever your core values are. We talked about that in the last webinar. Mine are freedom, health, and joy. So all the decisions I make, I look, is that in alignment with freedom, health, and joy? Is it going to lead me towards any of those, or is it taken away? And of course, every once in a while, I don't eat good. Every once in a while, I lay around, don't exercise. That is okay, as long as it's not consistent all the time. How you are spending your time. So this is what we just talked about too. It's like if you say you have no time, if things aren't working for you, you don't know how you're going to add what you want to add into your life, then you need to look at how you're spending your time now. What can you change? And who may be stealing your time? And the food. Food is huge. I'm not going to take too much time on this. It's in the first webinar. The food you eat affects how you look physically. It affects how you feel physically. It affects how you feel emotionally. And it affects how you think, focus, all of that, concentration mentally. All of that is affected by food. So, of course, what you eat matters big time. And at this stage of life, 45 and over, if you continue to eat, or to drink all the dairy and eat the dairy, continue on the wheat and the white flours and the white stuff, and even the gluten-free breads, pastries, whatever, it's going to pack on the weight. You're going to hold on to the weight. If you don't get rid of the toxins in your life, the prepared food, the processed food, the fatty foods, the junk food, the deep fried foods, that is going to pack on and keep the weight. Toxins are held in fat. Your fat stores toxins. As long as you're bringing in toxins into your body, you need the fat to store the toxins. So that is another thing that needs to change. And then this is just the slide from the webinar, first one of little things, really high quality nutrients you can add that are going to be high in alkaline, help the acidity in your body. You want to have more alkaline foods that give you extreme amount of nutrients. At this stage, our hormones really need a lot of help. And so minerals, and we need more minerals than ever. We need minerals, vitamins, essential fatty acids, amino acids, all of those things our body needs in really high quantities, which most regular food doesn't give us too much anymore. That's why I talked about some super powders. And that's on the first slide. I think I'm going to email you guys some of these super powders and stuff, just the list of them and stuff, so that you have that. I think that'll be good. Okay, now this I haven't talked about in any of the slides because it's kind of what to do. Now, stress is, I believe, the next epidemic that we have to deal with. I'm just going to shut this off for now. I want to deal with slides all the time. So stress, I mean, we have like obesity was an epidemic, all that stuff, but really I think that now stress is the next epidemic. Stress affects you in every way. It affects you emotionally, physically, and your mentally, your focus, your concentration, your health, absolutely, for sure. And I don't think people realize how much it actually affects your health. And going through this stage of your life, if you're going through the perimenopause stage, when I was going through the perimenopause stage in my 40s, I suffered adrenal fatigue. I also my thyroid suffered a lot more. And my iron level plummeted. Anyways, I was just deficient in a whole bunch of things because I also wasn't eating properly. That was before I found raw foods and all the healthy foods. So if your hormones are already fluctuating, so your estrogen levels are getting lower, your ovaries are decreasing less, are producing less, that means it relies more on your adrenal glands to produce the estrogen. And if your adrenal glands get tired and exhausted, they cannot produce it. And then your fat needs to. But adrenal glands are affected by stress. So even if you don't realize that you're under stress in your life, but it's this low-grade continuous stress, it's like one of those things like you don't even know because you felt that way for so long, you're not sure. You're like, oh, was I really that stressed? Because it becomes your new normal. So feeling that way, tired, exhausted, stressed at such a high level continuously, eventually makes your body crash. And that's adrenal fatigue. We talked about that in one of the other webinars. So adrenal fatigue can wreak havoc on your body. It also then affects your thyroid, which also can cause weight issues, plus being extremely tired and exhausted. So by feeling continually and tired and exhausted, you could either be in adrenal fatigue, you could have iron deficiency problems, you could have thyroid problems, but it affects everything in life. Then that's when you say, I don't feel like exercising, because you probably shouldn't at that time, but I can't get excited about anything. I'm just too tired to do anything. I don't feel like doing anything. Your work suffers, your life suffers, everything suffers. Stress is what could be causing some of this. So I want you to really look at what in your life are the stressors. And kind of tends that at this stage of our life, we're not able to handle stress as well as we used to be able to handle it. And that can make you feel like you're going crazy and like, wow, what is wrong with me? Why can't I handle this anymore? So some of the things that stress, like the symptoms of being too stressed in your life could be, well, it blunts hormone production, especially at a time when your hormones are already plummeting. You really, that just destroys them, right? It leads to adrenal fatigue, what I talked about. If you're in consistent stress, your body will not release weight because it's like fight or flight. It feels you're in danger, so it's not going to release weight when it thinks you are going to need the fat to live on. Decreases your immune system, so more illness, more disease, more symptoms, more sickness. Of course, causes exhaustion, lack of sex drive. It can cause depression. So you feel like you need, and your doctor puts you on antidepressants, and really it is something you need more nutrients, you need some supplements. Increases inflammation within the body, aches, pains, tons of things that, inflammation in the body is just really bad for your health. Causes hair loss, if your hair's really falling out, and more wrinkles. Yes, more wrinkles. We do not want more wrinkles at this stage of our life. Adrenal fatigue, here's some of the symptoms: tired, exhausted, hard time getting up in the morning. You could also have a lot more energy at night. So you tend to be really hyper, second wind at night. So you stay up too late and then you're exhausted. Trouble sleeping, you're craving salt and sweets. You feel run down and overwhelmed pretty much all the time. Frequent urination, dark circles under the eyes and puffy, fuzzy, unable to focus, no drive or motivation, and digestive problems. So these are what I suffered from big time. Went to a naturopath, she tested me, saw what level I was at, put me on some supplements, and I went on bioidentical hormones, and I felt absolutely fantastic. 3 months, took me 3 months at least. But if you don't, you're not going to get better, to tell you the truth. You need to rest and you need supplements. So adrenal fatigue and reducing stress, what can you do? Because you do need, this is the action, you do need to do some various things. If you continue to live your life the way you've been living it, nothing's going to change, and you probably won't start feeling better miraculously. You're not 15 anymore. You're not 21 anymore. You're not 23 anymore. You need time to rest and recover, and you need the proper nutrients that are going to help your body come back. So here are some things you can do. Deep breathing. That is, and it's not hyperventilating. Deep, slow breaths. Yoga classes will help you do this. There's, if you go to meditation class or courses, you can probably, I'm sure there's lots of things online to learn how to do really good deep breathing techniques. Same with grounding. Now, grounding can mean a couple things. Grounding can mean going barefoot, grounding yourself on the ground like the earth. Really helps to connect you, slow you down, ground you, calm you down. Or it can also mean in a type of a meditation where you focus on bringing your attention down, down, down to your base chakra, down to your root chakra, which is like, just imagine bringing it down into your pelvis, grounding yourself. Light exercise. So when you're really tired, exhausted, maybe in adrenal fatigue, experiencing lots of stress, I know everybody says get out and exercise, but extreme exercise is stress. Your body doesn't know the difference between good stress, bad stress. So the best thing you can do is light exercise. It's like a walk in nature, a little hike. You know, walk on the treadmill, riding a bike, something that's nice and light. Relaxing by water. Water helps to absorb negative emotions and stress. It helps to balance you and calm you. Balancing your chakras, first and second chakras. You can look up lots of things on YouTube regarding that. That I do every single morning and at night. Meditate. Now, if you're not the person who can sit and meditate, then look at walking meditation, giving gratitude, walking, reciting affirmations, thinking of all the things you're grateful for as you walk, being completely in the moment and enjoying the beauty around you. Tapping, or EFT, that is emotional freedom technique. Again, YouTube, fantastic resource. Tapping will actually reduce anxiety and stress. You do it, do the exercises, you will feel better and more grounded. I use it a lot. Yoga, take a yoga class. Get more sleep. Tai Chi is also a fantastic thing. Resting and relaxing, just literally resting, allowing yourself to rest and relax. Supplements, really important. Your body does need more nutrition at this time. So you want to get the good supplements in you. See a professional like a naturopath. Like I said, watch YouTube videos. Abraham Hicks is just something that's really good for working on your mind, your thoughts. Acupuncture can be really helpful. Get moving, get outside, no matter what the weather is, even for a short time. And grounding, that's, as I said, connecting barefoot, which if you live in a winter climate, you can't really do too much right now. But you can ground yourself, as I mentioned before, sitting, look at chakras first and second, and grounding yourself that way. So those are some things you can do to start to feel better now. Okay, we're going to come back and talk about, oh, does that stop? Come on. Sorry about that. Okay. So those are some things you can do. You can always, when you're watching the replay, you can just stop if you want. Stop the video and take notes of those things. Maybe I'll send it to you too. But what I did in my life that's made a huge difference for me, and I'm 51 now, so it took me years to start practices like this. I was a personal trainer, a yoga instructor, so I have done the breathing, the body awareness, connecting to my body, a lot of that over the years. But what I never really did at home was have little rituals or little things that I did every single day. I always wanted to, but I didn't. But when I started, which was probably about 7 months ago, maybe, that's it, like seriously, maybe a year ago, I started waking up in the morning. If I had to go to work, I'd wake up earlier and sit, and I just usually connect to my body for a bit. Like I focus on bringing my energy down from up here, woo, worrying, bringing it down, 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 like I was talking about, to my base chakra, into your pelvis. Just sinking into your body and just feeling it. Not letting this take over up here. What you got to do is just enjoying, even if you start with 5 minutes, just saying for 5 minutes, I'm going to just focus on being completely present. Feeling my body. And then I would read a book, usually books with positive messages, self-improvement books, stuff like that, to work on my mindset, you know, whatever I was interested in at the time. I've always read books for years and years on professional development, but just to get, like, sometimes when we try to sit and put positive things into our head, our mind wanders. So what I found was when I was reading a book that had positive sayings in it, or messages or something, I would be focused on it and I would not think about other things. So the thing is to get something where you're focused on that, and that makes you focus on the good positive messages instead of all the bad things that your head can float to automatically. That's why I started with like reading. Then I started with like some angel cards, where it's like, you know, you think of what you want answers to in life, or what you want guided or direction for that day. And it's like tarot cards in a way, and you just kind of do, they're angel cards, and they give you little messages. And so I started doing that and kind of like asking for guidance each day. So working on getting in tune with my intuition, but also grounding, relaxing, starting the day in a really, really positive way, and feeling really good, connected and calm and peaceful before I got up and had to rush around and do all the things I needed to do. So once I started bringing that into my life, it didn't take long to make it a habit, or because it felt so good and it affected me so well, that every morning now I look forward to. Mornings used to not be my favorite time of the day, but now they're absolutely my favorite time of the day. It is a time when I wake up, I do these things, I do not worry. I don't allow myself to worry. So this is, I'd say, I can worry when I finish this. So it's like this peaceful, perfect time just for me where I can sit there and completely enjoy the moment and enjoy what I'm doing. And I have a cup of coffee and just be fully present. You can plan out your day, but you're going to focus on really good things. You're going to focus forward. What do you want in your life? What do you want to happen in your life? What do you want your day to be like? All of those things, all positive, all good, no can'ts. I will not, no wondering. It's just focus on the good. And that's a little ritual. You can choose whatever ritual you do in the morning, but it's always got to be related to that. Like I said, you can start with just 5 minutes if you want, and then see if you can greatly increase it. And I bet you will, because you're going to love it. It's going to feel so good. And then at night, you want to do something, again, that helps to bring you back down into your body so that you can have a better sleep and relaxing and not worry the whole night, not worry and think before you go to bed and end up waking up in a sweat because you're so worried or you're thinking about something. It's unnecessary. You want to have a nice, restful sleep. End the day maybe giving gratitude, feeling good about what you did that day, visualizing what you want in your life and feeling really happy about it and really good about it. That is such a positive way to end your day. Just relaxing and knowing that you're safe, you're perfect, everything's wonderful, and looking at all the good in your life. That's such a great way to end your day. So just by doing those 2 practices, starting up and doing that in the morning and doing that before you go to bed, that'll make a huge difference in how you feel. And of course, having 2 smoothies a day with really good stuff in it, that is going to make you feel more energy and decrease your cravings and help you to feel so much better. Plus, by getting more nutrients and really healthy nutrients into your day, it's going to affect how your body works, how you look, how you feel emotionally and physically and mentally. So that is what I wanted to kind of bring it all together today. And like I mentioned, I'm going to be doing programs in the future, helping women get into some of these rituals, work on their mindset, shifting and changing things in their lives. So if you're somebody who either wants to work on, you want to work on your eating, you want to work on health, but you also have other things that you want to do with your life that you've been putting off, you're unsure, you may be stressed about it, you don't know how to go about it, you want to do something in life, there's something calling you, but you're not sure how to work through it, I can help with that. Because I tell you, I've done that in my own life, and I'm also going through a coaching program to help women with that. So I'll be a transformational coach. And I'm offering free sessions right now because I really want to shift more into this type of work. It's my true, complete passion. It's what I've been doing. I have been doing for quite a while, but I've never really advertised it yet. So if you are somebody who needs help with any aspect of the health and wellness in your life, or moving forward, or trying to get clarity about something, then give me a call. And I'm just going to put up my email address here. Oh, gotta see, I'm gonna wear my glasses, see if I got it right. And then at rawfoodsmadesimple.com. You can email me and we can set up a session for you. This is no obligation, like I'm serious. I just want to figure out how I can help. It's really good to know what type of things you guys would like and what you would need, because that's when I know what I can offer. Like, what do you need? What do you need help with? What are you looking for? What are your challenges? All of that. Let me know, because that's only going to help me serve you better. And that's truly what I want to do. This is my life work. This is what I love to do. So I hope that you found this beneficial. I hope that you go over and watch this, and please watch webinar number 1 or webinar number 2 if you haven't had a chance to watch them too yet. So thank you so much. I have more videos on YouTube. My YouTube channel is Diana Marchand. My Facebook page is Raw Foods Made Simple. I will be changing that over to Diana Marchand. Same with the website, because I am going to shift my focus. I love raw food recipes, but I'm not about all raw. I'm not about just what you eat. Like I said, you can have the knowledge, you can have the instructions, but if you don't take the action, if you don't have the proper mindset, then it won't last, it won't hold, and you won't carry through, and you probably wouldn't have success. I'm all about you having success and whatever you want to accomplish in life. Think big, think bold, go for it, take action. All right? Thank you so much for joining me in this webinar. I look forward to hearing from you. And yeah, I'll be sending you some more information really soon. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.